Hello YouTubers, this is the noobifier. This week on Inside Star Citizen, we got a Vanguard update about the update that we're hoping to see in patch 3.6. The main goal is to add component systems, unify the hulls, and optimize the interior. This may be more significant than you think, so let's begin with the background. The Vanguard was sold on concept with a unique modular BUK. The easiest way to describe a BUK, or Battlefield Upgrade Kit, was that it behaves like a reusable two-way CCU. If you don't know what that means, I have a video linked up for you right now that explains that. Originally, if you had a Vanguard Warden and a BUK for a Sentinel, you had the ability to switch between the two without needing to own both. The BUKs were sold at concept and haven't been available since. The idea of the BUK worked very well with the modular design of the Vanguard. According to the lore, all of the extra equipment required to convert from one to the other would be shipped in the empty space within the module. The module pulled double duty as a shipping container. Pretty slick. To save you some time, all the supporting documentation is in the description. The BUK idea was announced in a document called And Then There Were Three from the 20th of August 2015. The BUK idea was squashed in a document called Variants and Modules from the 26th of September 2017. That document defined three universal descriptions across our fleet. A variant in Star Citizen is defined as a version of a root ship with physical changes. These could be simple, like being able to install a higher tier component, an altered thruster complement, or even a different hardpoint location. The Saber Comet was originally sold as a variant, but because it's just a blue Saber with a different loadout, these became the second definition, a special edition. A module is the third, and now it's described specifically as a major part that can be switched out for another, allowing for different gameplay options within the same hull. So, after that document, the BUK was in limbo. It was decided that if you wanted 100% of the unique functionality, you'd need to own each Vanguard. Fast forward to today. The update looks great, with a redistribution of the interior and a unification of the four variants. I'm just going to say this now, it would be a great time to redesign the fixed quad-nose guns and allow for a gimbaled operation with more flexibility. The Hoplite dropship originally had a wider ramp and lacked the first set of bulkheads when compared to the other three. This is no more. The four now share the exact same hull, with identical hardpoints and turret mounts. In the shipyard post about weapons, there was mention about being able to replace an entire turret as if it was a gimbal. Hopefully the Sentinel and Harbinger take the opportunity to tweak their turrets to perform their role rather than just sticking some gear on the existing hardpoints. So what Joe Neville said could be confusing, as it seems to contradict what was said in the past. I feel that in the past CIG was more detailed, and by that I mean, if you look at the Carrack concept launch, there was no need for a Q&A. I feel that CIG needs to try harder to anticipate the questions that we will ask and clarify them during the announcement, event, or content like this. I love the game, but so much community confusion and frustration could be avoided with a simple front-loaded effort versus days of damage control or smoothing over on Reddit and Spectrum. Let's take a listen.
After working on the component room, it was the task to redevelop the modular interior of the ship. The objective with this middle room here was to build a framework where we could build a modular pod, in the sense that when you buy a Vanguard, the cockpit, the component room and the rear room are all going to be the same. Basically, whenever you buy a variant for the ship, you'll be able to change out this middle section here.
So far, it sounds like modularity is coming back. He didn't specifically say that this changes the past document, but his description seems to say that. Then he said,
yeah, so the objective of this exercise has been to make a modular Vanguard which allows developers to build variants a lot more rapidly in the future. And also it gives the end user a much more versatile and richer experience.
That statement's more in line with the original document. It isn't to create modular variants, just to optimize the metrics so that it's easier to make variants in the future. But the statement gives the end user a more versatile and richer experience. Does that just mean that we'll have more variants to choose from in the store, or does that mean that we can configure our Vanguards with modularities like before? Words matter, and perhaps I'm overthinking this. So CIG, can you please confirm how the Vanguard is intended to work, and in the future, can you please try to be clearer? Is the new Vanguard once again modular? Is it still like the document where it's a set of variants? If it is modular again, will the modules be sold separately in the future? And most important, what the BUK has become of the Battlefield Upgrade Kit. This was a fun video, but I think this is the first time in over 700 videos that I'll leave you with more questions and answers. And that's it. Please do me a solid and share the video with your friends or org mates. I think CIG has an opportunity with the launch of these new shows to anticipate our questions and answer first, while they're announcing something. Thank you very much for spending your time with me. Fly safe, and I'll see you in the verse.